You're watching Brazos Valley This Morning on KBTX News 3.
We've learned that COVID-19, that little particles of the virus, can live on certain surfaces for days rather than hours. So obviously cleaning is paramount. But what should we be using? What's safe and also effective to clean the various surfaces that we come into contact with? Today we're joined by Darren Williams. He's a chemistry professor at Sam Houston State University, and he oversees the cleaning research team there. So Dr. Williams, thanks so much for joining us. Let's jump right in. What household cleaning products are best for fighting COVID-19?
Well, COVID-19 is a virus, and almost all viruses have a protein coating around them. And that has a little oil layer on the outside. And that's the vulnerability for these viruses. Anything that has a soapy feel to it, so soap and water, will disrupt that oil layer and cause the virus to die on the surface.
So that's why soap and water is good for our hands?
Yes.
What's the difference between using soap and water to wash our hands and then using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer?
Alcohol is also a surfactant, and so it will do the same thing. It will pull that oil layer apart and allow that virus to fall apart. And so the alcohol and hand sanitizer does the same thing.
Okay, so those are the two ways to clean our hands, clean our bodies, although I assume we're not supposed to use hand sanitizer on our whole bodies. But what about our surfaces? What about cleaning off your steering wheel, cleaning off your mouse? What should we be using?
Yes. Well, if you don't overdo the soap and water in a cloth would still work for those surfaces. But something with a little more aggressive disinfectant would work. Something like some of the wipes that you can buy, the Clorox or Lysol wipes, those are good for those hard surfaces. If you look at the back of those containers, they typically show you little pictures of what they're supposed to be used on. And most of them are hard surfaces, countertops, microwave doors, and things, doorknobs, and that's an indication that those are not for your skin.
Okay, so we have to be very clear that just because it's good for cleaning off the faucet, it is not good for cleaning up your skin.
Yes.
Can we use rubbing alcohol? Can we use alcohol-based cleaning products on surfaces?
You can, yes. The nice thing about those disinfectant wipes or even Clorox bleach is that it's meant to dwell on the surface. So sorry, get a little helicopter here. You get that on the surface and let it sit for a while. So that dwell time is really key for killing bacteria and viruses.
I've heard that it's important to keep surfaces dry, to make sure that after we clean them, that we dry them. Is that important? Yes,
I think so. But that's what you're going to do if you were to spray a cleaning solution on a surface, let it sit for a while, and then wipe it down. It doesn't have to be necessarily a disposable rag. You can wipe it down. It will have destroyed virus on it. You put that in the washing machine and clean that rag. You can reuse those rags. So for household cleaning, you don't have to have a lot of disposable products that you buy that are hard to find nowadays, paper towels and so on. You can use an old wash rag and so on, as long as you spray the disinfectant on the surface, let it sit for a while, then wipe it down after about 10 minutes. So sometimes 10 minutes seems like a long time, but I think it's worth it to be safe.
Well, certainly at this point, we are willing to do that kind of waiting. I feel like I'm learning so much here, things I didn't really expect, but we are all hearing a lot right now. So what kind of COVID-19 cleaning myths can you bust for us right now?
Well, I think the number one myth that I've heard or seen people talk about and just see people use in a pinch is they'll take these cleaning wipes that are meant for surfaces and use them on their hands and face. And things that contain bleach, they're not so toxic as to harm you immediately, but you don't want to make a practice of using bleach on your skin, because what the bleach does is it attacks the protein in the virus or in the bacteria. Well, your skin is also protein, and so over time that bleach may cause some cracked skin, some contact eczema. So we don't want to use bleach or ammonia on our skin. Those things are corrosive to skin.
Oh, that sounds uncomfortable, horrible. Okay, thank you for the reminder. Dr. Williams, we keep getting some photos from a couple of viewers, and it's a label, a cleaning product label that says it fights human coronavirus. What does that mean?
Well, I think, this COVID-19 is not the only coronavirus. There are lots of different types of coronaviruses. But a coronavirus in general is just this little ball structure. You've seen pictures of them on the internet, the little ball with the knobs on it. That is the protein ball that contains the DNA for the virus. And that little ball has a little oily coating. So any cleaner that can remove that oil coating and cause that protein ball to crack open on your countertops will destroy the virus. So I think they're just, those companies have just made a quick move to put people at ease when they see the back of that and it says coronavirus on there. They can rest assured it has surfactant in it, and that's what's going to kill these viruses.
COVID-19, you've mentioned that it's a virus, but we understand that it's more contagious than the flu, perhaps, and it's been deadlier than the flu. Is it also harder to kill when we're cleaning than the flu? Should we be treating the cleaning for this differently than for, say, the flu?
I don't believe so. I think it's more dangerous once it gets into our bodies. And it may be that it is such that it can last a little longer on a surface. Those studies haven't necessarily been finalized. So we've heard stories that it lasts for days on surfaces. Again, that needs to be taken with a grain of salt. We need to study that in more detail. But what makes it so bad is that when it gets into the body, it's the respiratory effects that are so much worse than the flu. So because it's bad in the body doesn't mean that it's any stronger on a surface necessarily. Those are two different things.
Absolutely. We can still kill it pretty good with good cleaning products. Speaking of, last question, any final tips for telling a good cleaning product for COVID-19 from a substandard one?
Well, I know if you look at the back of the bottle, you see a lot of chemical names, and you just get lost. But anything that's meant to remove grease or grime from a surface, that's going to be deadly to this virus. And so if you look at a cleaning product that's made to clean countertops and greasy things, so soap and water as well, those are going to be good for killing this virus.
Wow. All right. Dr. Darren Williams, thank you so much for joining us. He's a chemistry professor at Sam Houston State University, and he heads up their cleaning research team. I feel like I've learned a lot about how to appropriately combat COVID-19 with the cleaning products that, honestly, I probably already have at home. Dr. Williams, thank you.
Right.